Zero. There's no conversations about this. This administration has us living crisis to crisis. The latest one is going through the debt ceiling. And meanwhile, they won't negotiate that because we want a responsible budget in exchange. So there's so many crises going on. We don't ever get to a conversation to have like this. And I just got to, remind you listeners that Joe Biden wants this crisis. He wants people coming across the border. He thinks these are future voters for the Democrat Party. He thinks it's going to allow more electoral college votes in, say, California, places where there's, more of the Democrats to be. It's going to give them an extra congressional seat. So that's his goal here. They want this crisis.
What about, Senator, you met with Border Patrol while you were down there last week. I think I saw you in a photo with Brandon Judd, who's the president of the National Border Patrol Council, who's been a guest on this show. How are those individuals holding up down there with the crisis that they're dealing with?
Amazingly well. And Brandon, he did spend the whole evening with us to give us some insight. I think they're doing amazing. But again, this reminds me of a war zone. I went to the Ukraine-Poland border, and it felt more like that after the war broke out. I went there. That's what this felt like. And they're doing the best they can. They're almost numb. They've been working so hard. And to my surprise, this is my fourth trip there. Each trip I say, what can we do to help you? And typically, we need more nurses. We need more doctors. We just need more Border Patrol officers. When there's numbers like this, 90% of the officers are basically engaged in social work and first aid, just processing people and helping them get showers and cleaned up. And you can imagine just the intake. So that's leaving our border wide open. So they're beyond frustrated. And the number one thing that Brandon and the Border Patrol asked us is, we need a policy change. That's what we need. We need a policy change to go back to remain in Mexico, to get rid of the catch and release. Again, realizing we just saw busload after busload of people. They take a picture of them, their name, and process them, and they put them on a bus. We don't know where they're going. In one afternoon, when they found out we were coming, the leadership at the Border Patrol got rid of 3,000 people they were holding. They have room for about 5,000 people. It's actually 4,700 people that they can hold. They had over 7,000 people in those detention centers. They got rid of 3,000 people in an afternoon. We don't know where they sent them to. But, again, your listeners need to understand these people are being caught and released. They ask for asylum. They're going to come back in 5 or 10 years for their asylum appointment.